If you guys had to choose the GOAT of pop punk, who do you think it would be?
Arguably, you could say John Feldman.
Do you guys have any memorable moments from the first tour with Avril?
Travis got a tattoo of a banana on his leg.
My first record as T-Mills came out on a scene label. It's like doing emo rap verses with death metal.
Hey, it's me, Jesse Lee, coming to you live from the parking lot of the grocery store. I'm about to go in and buy some burgers, some meat circles, baby. I just want to take a quick minute to tell you about my guests, multiple, plural guests this week. I've got the pop punk duo Girlfriends. You might know their frontman Travis Mills from his MTV reality show Help, I'm in a Secret Relationship, or you know him from his rapper days as T Mills. Either way, the band is gearing up for a big tour this summer with Avril Lavigne. They just dropped a brand new song called Shut Up and Kiss Me, and they've got a ton more stuff planned for this year, so we get into all that and more. But before you dive right in, please do yourself a favor. Wherever you're watching, listening, consuming me right now, please hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, do whatever you gotta do to get more Jesse Lee in your life on a weekly basis. I really do appreciate it. If you dig the show, and you share it on your social media, on Instagram story, whatever, on your MySpace or your Friendster, please tag me and I'll reshare it. I'll give you some love back. Send me your address. I'll come to your house and give you a high five. Whatever you want, whatever you need. Show some love, I'll show it back to you. Man, that got real emotional around here. This is getting real emo. All right, let's just get into it.
So I've got both of the Girlfriends on today, not just one. We're doing well. Nick, nice to meet you, by the way. I'm Jesse Lee.
Cool. Good to meet you too, man. Yeah, it is us, the Girlfriends.
Yeah.
In the digital flesh.
I hear dolphin in the background, man. That's very majestic.
Thank you. I love dolphins.
So, guys, you just dropped a new song, Shut Up and Kiss Me. It's got Blink vibes to the max. I love it, dude. It's scratching me everywhere I itch on this track. Is this like representing a new era of the band, like a new progression of like the new era of Girlfriends?
I think it's definitely like the kickoff, right, for like the next era of the band. It's just a fun song, man. And yeah, we got to work with our friend Andrew Gomez. It was the first session, the first time meeting him, walked into the room and wrote this thing in like 30 minutes. And it's always kind of a tricky dance that you do when you get into the studio with someone, because you don't really know each other and you don't have chemistry. Yeah. It's like
kind of a first date.
It's 100% a first date. And anytime you can walk out of that with something that's actually good that you want to put out, that's an incredible sign. And it's definitely what happened with this song. Yeah, I mean, to your point, Jesse, it's like it is nostalgic in the best way, but also I feel like, marks a new chapter for the band and where we want to take things.
Very cool. Yeah, like you said, it's kind of like working with a producer for the first time. It's kind of like a first date. And also, like, sometimes it's a one-night stand. You might just do a one-off with this producer and be gone. So it's cool that you guys found somebody you really gel with. And, so you're going to be going forward with him for the rest of the record then?
I mean, we're definitely making more music. I think that's the cool thing about being a two-piece. Like with Nick and I, it's, when we get in the studio with someone, it's almost like we're having a third member, right?
Yeah.
For like that. So it's like, what can you bring to the mix that Nick and I have?
Sick. Yeah, I love the music video. Just a bunch of people making out for like 2 minutes straight. How'd you guys work that out? Did you have to be like, all right, you're going to kiss him, you're going to kiss her? Or like, did you just let them figure out amongst themselves? Like, how'd that go down?
I mean, we did kind of like a wide casting and was like, hey, if you have like a girlfriend, a boyfriend, like bring your person. You're going to be in this video. You're going to be making out. And the rest kind of sorted itself out. I mean, who doesn't want to, make out with someone for 8 hours?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm sure your lips probably get tired after a while, but makes for great content. Yeah, I read that you guys spent $500 on chapstick for that.
Yeah, you have to with that kind of lip action.
Nice. So how many songs are we looking at seeing in like this year? Or do you have that kind of planned out already? Or are you guys just kind of going off feels right now?
We have no idea.
Yeah, I think we're working it out. We're kind of just writing songs and seeing where everything goes. Ideally we'd love to put out a third album. I think we're kind of just manifesting what that's starting to look like right now. We're kind of in the infancy stages of figuring all that out, but it's an exciting time.
Nice. Yeah. So you got the song Jessica, you got the song Life's a Britney. Are we ever going to get a song called Ashley? Complete the trifecta of millennial girl names. I think we need an Ashley track out there.
I'm sensing a failed relationship by a woman named Ashley coming from your direction right now, Jessica.
Well, actually, my wife's name is Ashley.
Oh,
but it just seems like the one of the quintessential millennial girl names for sure.
Maybe we write like a nice song then for Ashley, so you can play it for your wife, and it's like it's sweet. It's not offensive.
Yeah.
There's no like love lost.
Nice. All right. I'll let her know. If that song ever comes out, I'm going to let her know that was my doing.
Yeah.
So before all, this pop punk extravaganza, Travis, you had a pretty prominent solo career in the hip hop field. But you were always kind of like rooted in the quote unquote scene, right?
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, the only reason like why I started my solo project is because I was in a band and I was the youngest member. Everyone else in my band had DUIs. So I was like the only one that could drive like the tour van when we'd go play shows. And no one really wanted to rehearse and like practice and write songs. Yeah. And so when I got a MacBook when I was 17, I was like, well, if I learn how to use GarageBand, I don't have to rely on anyone to make music. And, that just led to like me posting ideas and demos on MySpace, which then, people found, and I was like selling merch on Warped Tour and playing shows in tents, and it just kind of one thing led to another, in a huge happy accident. And yeah, I mean, it was the last, 15 years of my life. And then, after taking a hiatus for a couple of years and writing songs for other artists, I was like, I want to do this again, but I want it to be different, and I want to do it, my way. And Nick and I had a relationship through his studio, and he was touring with Goldfinger, and he had posted some stuff. I knew his band Half the Animal too, and so he posted some stuff about missing touring, and I did too. And I hit him up, and we kind of set a date to get into the studio and play each other some influences and some music that we were listening to, and that was how Girlfriends was born.
Sick. Have you had any pushback, or has it been like hard for anyone not familiar with your past? Is it hard to kind of like almost show your street cred sometimes to people? Do some of the people like the younger kids in the scene ever like think, oh, he's just a rapper? Like, what's he know about pop punk? Like, do you ever face any of that kind of pushback?
I don't know. I mean, dude, all you have to do is Google me, and like you'll see photos of me and John from the Maine in 2009 with like emo swoop bangs at Warped Tour, and I was like working a This City Is Burning, Stay Brutal merch tent. I mean, my first record as T-Mills came out on a scene label. Like Sumerian was my first booking agent.
Really?
So like I've featured with with like death metal bands. Yeah. I was like doing like emo rap verses with death metal bands.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean that's some legit street cred for sure. I think some Girlfriends death metal collabs would be pretty cool in the future as well.
I think we'd be into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because you've been like all over everything. You've had your hands in so many different projects. I read you were on the show F is for Family.
Yeah, I was. I did. I was like this teen like pop singer kid. My character, and who had like a drug problem, and I was like, on a couple episodes. That was really fun.
That rules. Yeah, I love that show. I haven't seen it a little bit, but yeah, Bill Burr's hilarious. So I also real quick, because I did my 20 minutes of research on Wikipedia, of course, I really dove into the history of the band. But no, I saw you said that you started uploading music on MySpace and intentionally posted provocative photos on the platform to stir interest. Is there any truth in that? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard some weird things on Wikipedia. I don't know if you could trust it. I mean, I did. I had like a photo of me in a bathtub with like a vodka bottle when I was like 19. I don't know. But intentional? I didn't know what the hell I was doing, dude. I didn't have a plan or a rhyme or a reason or anything.
Yeah. just people adding nonsense to the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, I also heard that, I went to certain high schools and just weird things. It's weird. Yeah.
Well, you put out a ton of music in a short amount of time. Is there any songs you guys feel like hasn't gotten enough love that you wish like fans would kind of go back and give another listen to?
I mean, the EP we put out last year, I think, was like super strong. Plastic is, I think, one of Nick and I's favorite songs. What's weird is like when we posted videos from it this year, or not this year, but at the end of 2023, we like shot some like videos. A bunch of comments were like, "When is this coming out?" We're like, "It came out a few months ago."
Yeah.
So that's always funny. But look, I mean, dude, it's hard to keep up with everything, right? Like, there's so many new songs that get put out every single week. But yeah, the EP that we put out last year, Over My Dead Body, I think it was really strong. We had a lot of fun making it too, and we got to play it, all throughout Europe when we were on tour with Avril.
Nice, yeah, because you guys actually have another tour coming out with Avril, and oh man, it's got All Time Low, Royal and the Serpent, Simple Plan. I think I heard you guys describe it as like the Emo Avengers uniting.
Literally, It feels that way.
And do you guys have any memorable moments from the first tour with Avril?
Travis got a tattoo of a banana on his leg.
Nice. Any like meaning behind the banana, or just think bananas are dope?
It kind of became the tour, like the inside joke of the tour, and like Avril would send us like gift baskets with bananas. Everyone was supposed to get the tattoo, but Nick chickened out.
I know.
So don't.
So you got a solo banana?
The reason I chickened out was because it was my dad's nickname to my mom when I grew up, so I can't do that.
Oh yeah, I guess that'd be kind of taking a little bit his thunder.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So like, one of my best friends and our tour manager, he got it with me. So me and him have 2 bananas tattooed on our leg, which is interesting.
Nice. Yeah. Add some grapes, get a whole cornucopia going on there.
Just a little Fruit of the Loom tattoo on my thigh.
Yeah. Perfect.
You'll have to get the Fruit of the Loom or the Mandela effect version of the Fruit of the Loom, whether it has the cornucopia or not.
Oh, wow. That's a good one. Yeah. Or I get a loaf of bread next to it. Just be a banana bread tattoo.
Hey, there you go.
Or maybe it's, what's the, oh my God, I'm totally blanking. The Velvet Underground. There you go. It's actually a Velvet Underground tattoo.
There you go. That's, just anytime anyone asks, it's a Velvet Underground tattoo.
Yeah. I really love the Velvet Underground.
Yeah. You guys always have so much going on outside the band. When you're out on tour, does it ever feel like, then you actually do have a little bit more chill time because you're kind of condensed into one area, confined into like one city for the day?
Not really. I mean, it feels kind of like it's like a rolling office. Essentially, when you're on tour, you like use the tour bus to work during the day. As you travel from city to city, that's kind of, we try and stay as productive, I think, as we can. Whether Travis is filming his show or I'm working on my other things, and use our time wisely.
So Travis, you're doing the show while you're on tour as well?
I'm doing my Apple Music show. Like we did that in Europe from the bus. And then, I mean, you got to think too, like with tour, it's like you get in and then obviously you have like press and stuff. So people are coming on the bus, you're doing interviews, time zones are completely flipped. Like, Nick is on Zooms. We're doing stuff like this. So, and then by the time that's over, like we're loading in, you got to do sound check. So it never really stops. Like, I think people have this, this idea that, we're just kind of partying all the time.
Yeah.
And that might've been true. Like, I don't know, when we were teenagers, like that's probably what we would have been doing. But I guess when more opportunity comes, like the busier you get and you have to be ready for it. So I guess it sounds, it's not like like the movies,
Yeah. I think fans would be surprised at how like unglamorous life on the road really is in real life, as opposed to like what they've seen, and like especially like if they're comparing what they've heard and seen from stories of like the 80s and even like the early 90s too. Like it's not like you're throwing TVs out of hotel rooms anymore, probably.
No, we play a lot of NHL though on PS5. That's what takes up like 99% of our day.
Important game for sure. A couple hours of the day.
That's the only game that we have on the bus too. It's just NHL.
There you go. You can start live streaming it too. Just put the game up ahead of you.
That's not a bad idea.
That is actually, it's pretty good. I mean, we'd have to kind of ration the Wi-Fi for the bus because, driving through, Alabama, the signal isn't that song, but
Like we got to pull
there's
over in Walmart. I gotta get this NHL game in.
dude. There's some wagers going on as well behind the scenes.
Oh, high stakes stuff, huh?
High stakes, yeah.
So you guys are always touring with like some pretty well-known acts. Do you guys have any collabs planned in the future this year?
No, yeah, there's nothing really planned, right, Travis? I mean, we've made songs with other artists. Like we've done a song with Avril. We don't know if we're gonna put it out. Like we've definitely collabed with not a lot, but a few other writers, which has been fun. Some of those writers turn into artists that feature on songs. So who knows? I mean, I think we're definitely open to the idea of collaboration and bringing as many people that would make sense on a Girlfriend's record. I don't like the idea of over featuring on an album, but I think one or two really, really good ones always kind of makes things interesting.
You know, something that people
generic,
don't.
But do you guys have any dream collabs?
Yeah, I mean, a Blink collab with Tom. So Tom, Mark, and Travis. Like, when has that ever happened? That's like bucket list. I'll like, we could do that and just I'll be done. I'll hang it up. That'd be like a dream come true. What I was going to say though is what a lot of people don't realize is that we have a couple songs that we wrote with Fat Mike from NoFX.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That are out. So like, congratulations. We put out this song with our homie Josiah. Josiah. But we made that with Josiah, John Feldman, and Fat Mike.
Okay.
And we have like a bonus track, like a secret song that's on the physical album of Emotion Sickness.
Yeah.
So you can buy the physical to get it. It's not
about that one. Anymore.
And you got to scroll like 14 minutes into the last song. And it's a song called Pinky Rabbit Club. And it was like me, Nick, Feldy, and Fat Mike. And then we have another song that Fat Mike like literally just texted us a few weeks or like a few months ago and was like, "This is my favorite song I've ever worked on. Will you guys put it out?" But it's not coming out. And he actually talked about it on his podcast not too long ago.
Oh, nice. Yeah, dude, that's so cool. I miss those days of listening to a record and the last track ends and maybe you're too sleepy to get up to put, something else on. And then all of a sudden, like 5-6 minutes later, a news track starts. Like, whoa, what is this? Like, I'm not supposed to hear this. This is secret. It's something like a lot of the younger generation is not going to know about that. They're not going to experience that. It's like dial-up internet. There's something there's not going to know about,
Yeah, we wanted to put that on. And I mean, it's also cool, like if to own, something physical, right? Like if you listen to it, or even if you don't, just to know that you can have something that no one else can have. It's not going to be on the internet. It's not going to be posted anywhere. So yeah, it's out there. You just got to go find it.
Well, I think it's great to have something, an incentive to get it too. Because like you said, it's great to have something to hold, something like physical of the band. Because it's, it can be like so disposable sometimes, the way like music is just always digitized and it's always, free everywhere you go. You don't have to pay for it. And like when you don't pay for something, it becomes kind of worthless in a sense to the person sometimes. Like they don't value it as much if they don't pay for it sometimes, which is
I think that's where we're at right now, man. Like, you know, just as like a society, it's like, music it's not something that's valued anymore, right? And it's because you pay $9 to listen to every song that's ever been created.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the same, like, watching like shows and movies, like how many times have you seen a trailer for something? And, it used to be like, oh, Friday night, I'm going to go stand in line. I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm going to make an event out of this. I'm going to like buy, popcorn, snacks and candy. And I'm going to go spend 2 hours of my life with other people watching this thing. But like now we watch a trailer and we're like, I'll wait till it comes out on streaming. Like I'll wait till I can watch it on my couch. It's just like, it's less of an event. You spend more time looking for things to consume than actually consuming them.
Oh yeah. Like you can literally sit there on your couch and watch like 10 to 20 minutes of previews and trailers before you actually pick something you want to watch. And then you might just go back to watch an episode of The Office instead because you're like, I can't find anything.
Yeah, man. We are like paralyzed by the amount of choices that we have.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That decision paralysis stuff, that is definitely a thing. I think like people generally, like, I think that might be, everyone always says like, it's a great time to, be a musician because there are so many avenues to promote yourself. But at the same time, there's so much noise out there. It's so hard to cut through. Like,
we're going to start putting out 10-second songs.
Yeah. Well, and,
Just
and yeah, exactly. Well, that's essentially what a lot of artists are doing. They're condensing their music down to like a 10, 15-second hook for TikTok. And that's, I've seen artists like they literally just write the hook, put it out there. And if that hook blows up, then they're like, all right, I'll finish the song, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. We've never done things like that. I think we're still kind of new to, figuring out how to post and promote our music, but it's interesting times for sure.
Yeah. If you had to start over today, what do you think you would do as far as a new band? Like if you started from scratch?
I feel like we are a new band, we're a baby band. Like we're still figuring this out. And obviously Nick and I aren't like, kids who are going to get on TikTok and dance, right? For like the algorithm.
I think you do. I think you pulled off.
It's been a bit, but it's like, that's like been a thing that we talk about a lot, right? Because it's like, that's not who we are. It's not where we come from. It's not like what we grew up on. So I think for us, it's just like write good songs. And hopefully, people will listen to them. And I think it's like kind of building up a fan base through touring and just what we've been doing.
Yeah. Yeah. You mentioned working with Fat Mike. Did you guys get a chance to check out his punk rock museum yet?
No,
not yet.
Yeah, he was building it still. I haven't been able to go there though.
Yeah, I want to see. I'm hoping to get to Vegas for one of these festivals they're doing, either Sick New World or When We Were Young. But yeah, I'd like to make a pit stop and check out the punk rock museum too. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. I wonder if he has like actual pop punk in there too, or if it's just like straight up like punk. I wonder where he cuts it off at.
It's collected over the years though, and it's pretty gnarly, dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
If you guys had to choose the GOAT of pop punk, who do you think it would be?
Oh man!
If you had to make one choice, the GOAT of pop punk.
I mean, for me, it's Blink.
Yeah.
From I don't know. I mean, arguably, you could say John Feldman, right?
Oh, okay. There you go.
Dude, that's actually a great point. That's really true.
Yeah. I mean, from the bands he's played in, from like, in the 80s, essentially with Goldfinger, all the way to, the bands in the early 2000s that came up in this kind of emergence of pop punk and this new wave of early 2000s stuff with the Used and, all those bands at that time. So yeah, I don't know. That would be my choice. And Feldy's just the homie. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, Nick, obviously you played drums in Goldfinger, and then you also work with Feldman at his label as well, right?
Yeah, I started with him.
So that's like, do you ever get in situations where you're talking to your buddies and bands that you work with on the label side, and you kind of have to like take your hat off, your business hat off or whatever, like, oh, all right, this is cool. I know we're homies, but we got to talk business here.
Yeah. I try and act more so as like a creative partner at the label, not necessarily. I mean, initially the first year or two, I was more so like CEO-ish of the company, trying to get things operationally going and the company set up, I guess, in the best way possible. And now I can kind of be more of a creative partner, which is kind of the role I like to fill. So it's not so directive at artists and more collaborative.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you guys don't have enough going on. I think you need to add a few more things to your plate. You guys aren't busy enough, right?
Calendar we need to fill.
Still got a few hours from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. where I'm not really doing anything. Well, guys, it's been awesome chatting with you. I appreciate you taking the time, getting on with me. I'm glad we were able to get together on this one. Do you have any last minute plugs before we get out of here?
No, man, thank you so much for having us. Like, we really appreciate it. And yeah, I think, we're really looking forward to this summer, obviously hitting the road with Avril and Simple Plan. And if you can make some shows, Jesse, we'd love to see you out there, dude.
Yeah, I will definitely be at the Cleveland show, 100%.
Sick, dude.
I didn't know there was a Cleveland show. Good to know.
It's not okay. It's called Cuyahoga
Blossom
Falls.
Music Center. We played there with
oh, that's right. Yeah, dude, that's the best.
It's like 45 minutes outside of Cleveland, but that becomes our Cleveland date sometimes for shows, which is like, when I see it, again, great venue, but it's like, this is so far. Yeah. Like, you can't get an Uber out there.
You can be lost in the trees.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. I've definitely found a lot of homies passed out in the woods, drunk in at Blossom Music Festival for sure. Sick.
Awesome,
Where's the best place to connect with you guys on the socials?
Girlfriends on everything.
Yeah,
How did you get that? How did you get those handles?
Girlfriends on everything other than Twitter, which is Girlfriends XO. But
Yeah.
we got lucky and we dug through the depths of kicking people off their accounts so that we could have them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Some asshole has Jesse Lee on Twitter. So,
well, there was a Girlfriends on Instagram, and the account hadn't been used in like 8 years. So we're like, we got to have
nice.
that.
It was a nail salon. It was a nail salon. And actually, what's crazy is so the old owners of the nail salon actually passed away.
Oh, wow.
They had the passwords and the login, and so we contacted the nail salon, and they said, "Hey, we bought this business, but the old owner passed away, and they have the social media, but we own like the trademark or the LLC of the nail salon, and so we had to get with Instagram. We had to get a death certificate,
right?
And we had to get the nail salon to like approve it. So it was like a 4-step process of like contacting like the state where the person passed away, getting a death certificate, getting the owners of the nail salon to like grant us access and be like, it's okay for you to have this. So it was like this crazy process, and they were super sweet.
Damn.
And yeah, we made it happen.
So resilient. Wait, did you say you had to buy the nail salon to get the rights?
No. Well, the owner
had to buy the nail salon.
Owner of the nail salon passed away, and the person who bought the nail salon had like the business filing and stuff. But we had to get like the death certificate and like prove that the person died.
Man, that'd be. I'm going to prefer to remember that you had to buy the nail salon to get the ownership of the nail. I think that's
we bought a nail salon and had to make sure someone died.
Yeah. A lot of pieces of parts need to be moving correctly.
Sounds really bad.
Sick. Well, I appreciate, again, you guys hanging out with me. I have been Jesse Lee. If you're listening and watching, please follow at Jesse Lee on TikTok, Instagram, at Jesse Lee Show on Twitter, because I was not lucky enough to get it across all platforms. And please make sure to share this episode with somebody that doesn't suck. All right. Take it easy now, and bye-bye.